So we've got the race that'll go off on Tuesday, close to 6 o'clock. And the morning line favorite is the 1 River Thames.
By the way, they only got 7 horses for this race also. That's the problem when you run all these same races on the same day. They were supposed to be run on the same day. If you had only that one track, you'd have a whole race with, a lot more. Can't they combine? Wouldn't it be nice if they could combine the Santa Anita Derby and
sure would,
and get a nice field of 12?
Yes, it would be.
Great betting opportunities, but no, they do it their way.
But they could have also had the previous 2 weeks could have been
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, having 5-horse fields for races like this,
no good.
No,
but I don't remember this. I don't remember going to these 3 races and having one with 7 and one with 5.
Well, Santa Anita, but not Bluegrass. Usually gets more horses.
All right. So in this one, by the way, again, I mentioned the morning line favorite is River Thames. The 4 is the only horse that's in the Derby. That's Owen Almighty. He's got 65 points, and he's 8th right now. So the one.
By the way, if you remember, they were talking about running Owen Almighty in the Pat Day Mile because that's what the trainer wanted.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that changed his mind.
Right, and the owner went and got Derby fever, which is certainly understandable.
Oh, this is the one we hit.
Yes.
The Tampa Bay Derby. Okay.
You got a lot of our old friends in this race. You got Owen Almighty, you got East Avenue, you got Chancellor McPatrick, and you got Admiral Dennis. All of them have, and even Burnham Square has been played by us somewhere along the last year or so.
And so, so that's the only one in. The other ones that need to get in, which means a couple of them are not, are the River Thames.
How many points does he have? Because he ran second.
25.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah.
No, he's in 27th place. The 3, Burnham Square, only has 30 points.
So this is really an important race.
Oh, yeah. And then comes the 5, East Avenue, who only has 10 points. And the 6 is Chancellor McPatrick that has 35 points. So 2 of those horses are not getting in the Derby. More than likely.
Yeah, I agree.
But you never know. I mean, if they go 1, 2, 3.
How many does Burnham Square have?
Just 30.
Okay. So, and this is 100 points, even though there are only 7, right?
It didn't say anything about this one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's go through the field here. And this is the race I was saying that there was rain expected, and none of the horses in the field has ever had to race on an off track.
By the way, if they really get 9 inches between Friday and Saturday, chances are, well, I guess by Tuesday there's a chance it'll dry out, but that's a lot of rain.
Yeah, and that's why Anthony, by the way, because Anthony wanted to know, and if you're just tuning into the show, Anthony asked the question, and there you go. It's going to be pretty bad rain on, it's going to be rain on Saturday. So the good thing is that we don't have to worry about that now since it's on Tuesday. Did you check to see whether or not there's just casual rain on Tuesday, John?
No, I did not check.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's shame on you. But I'll try to see if I can find this while we do this. Because if it doesn't rain and there's no rain in the forecast, then at least that's a good thing. Because if they would have stayed on Saturday with regular thunderstorms or rain, then we would have been in a bad situation here. With none of these horses having experience in an off track.
Not only that, they had turf races scheduled, stake turf races for both Friday and Saturday, and they would not have been able to run on the rain, on the grass in the rain. That's for sure.
Let's see, Lexington on Tuesday, it'll be good, partly cloudy.
Okay.
So there you go. It'll be 46 degrees, by the way. They would have been racing at 70 degrees on Saturday, but now it's going to be 46 on Tuesday. 46. Does that make a difference much?
46 and dry is better than 70 and wet.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
Definitely. Okay, let's now go through the field, starting with the 1 River Thames, the 5-2 shot, the favorite, the morning line favorite. First time on a new track, all Goldstream Park, 12-11-8. That's an excellent line. Ran second in the Fountain of Youth to Sovereignty, which was a really good race because Sovereignty passed him late.
Ran second last week.
Yep, that was very late when he passed him. But this seems like, a good horse. Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz Jr., by the way, on board for the first time.
Yeah, listen, the horse has done nothing wrong. The only thing I don't like is the price, but the horse only has a chance.
Okay, and next up, we've got Render Judgment, one of the long shots. These numbers are just way too slow.
I don't like this horse.
Yeah. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's just that he's too slow. Okay, Burnham Square. Now, Burnham Square had the big race at Holy Bull. It was a really impressive win in that one. Actually, overtook Tappan Street down the stretch. And, of course, we just saw what happened at Tappan Street. But then in the Fountain of Youth, something was like missing. Even though his number got better, he's gone 18, 15, 10, 9, 8. So he just keeps getting better. But in that Fountain of Youth, because I had him in that race, that was my top pick in that race. He just had nothing down the stretch. He just did not. It just did not trigger. And so anyway, but you're getting 4-1 here.
How many points does he have?
30.
And what's the price?
4-1.
Yeah, this is my top selection in this.
There you go.
Yep.
I agree. That's definitely it's the way to go in my mind, as long as you still get 4-1, of course. Anyway, yeah.
You'll get 4-1. Well, maybe. I mean, he went off the favorite last week against Sovereignty, so maybe he won't.
Yeah.
But people forget in a hurry in this game. It's like, what have you done for me lately? I like this horse. I really do. I mean, I think he's very strong.
Yeah, that line is really nice. And again, getting beat by Tappan Street is nothing to be embarrassed about. Okay. Owen Almighty is the 4 horse at 3-1. And again, this is the only horse in the field that doesn't need the race. He's going to go to the Derby. He went wire to wire in the Tampa Bay Derby in his last start. And he had a very slow pace, which was perfect for any pace setter.
He was on the lead. That's what made it perfect. We loved this horse last time. I mean,
it was awesome, that trip.
Yeah.
That's one of those races you don't get enough of when you're handicapping races, especially big races where you're like, hey, I've got the lead and I'm coasting.
Right.
I'm coasting all the way to victory. But anyway, by the way, he battled in that the race prior with John Hancock. That was a really good battle. And then, John Hancock wound up beating him. But anyway, Owen Almighty, 3 straight 9s this year, but he doesn't need the race. Next up is East Avenue. Now, this is the one where.
Do I get to comment on Owen Almighty? I don't like this horse. It's a flat line. He didn't get better in either one of his last 2 races, and he's 3-1. So for that reason, I would play against him.
Yeah, he's 3-1. Like you said, he's not moving up as far as his numbers, and he doesn't need the race.
Right.
So there's several things that work against him. That's the thing I'd be worried about with the line on Saturday or Tuesday, is that maybe others will see that too, and his odds go up, and then Burnham Square's odds go down.
Okay, so I'm sure they will. But not everyone handicaps like we do. So
and East Avenue. Now, this is the one I have never, in all of my years of looking at these numbers with you, in a big race, have seen a horse go 13-12, which is nice, 19-19, and the results are 9th and 10th, and he's 3-1.
Well, he was also one of the choices in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile 2 starts back. What did he go off that day?
Yeah, he was the favorite. Yeah,
okay,
he went off at almost 2-1.
They're betting him off his first 2 races. If you bet him in either one of his last 2 races, especially the last race, because the race when he bounced off the 12, he had big trouble. If you remember at the start of that race, he came out of the gate and almost fell on his face. So I'm excusing the first 19 off the 12, but the last 19, that's the problem. He was training so well, and they were all excited. They bet him down to 4-5, and he got beat 22 lengths.
And he was there in position. He was in second place.
Around the turn, it looked like he was going to swallow them, and he backed through the field. I wouldn't bet 5 cents on this horse. Again, he could win because of his first 2 races. I get it. But until he shows some sort of sign of life, you got to be crazy to bet this horse at 3-1. No,
yeah, that's the thing right there. The 3-1. He's the only horse in the field that's got to win at Keeneland, but that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, that's when he was a better horse.
Yeah,
in his second lifetime start. Maybe he absolutely loves the track and will revert back to his.
What odds would you like with East Avenue.
I wouldn't bet East Avenue or anything under 10-1. I really wouldn't. And even 10-1 is, I don't even know if I would want them at that point, because there are other horses in this race that are going to run the 8 or 9. So let's assume that this horse goes back to the 12. It's still not going to be good enough.
No, he's going to have to run a new
So
top.
I don't know. I'd change that. I'd make it 15-1. Right?
Yeah. He's going to have to run a new top, and he's going to have to beat two other horses that need the win. So good ones.
Yeah.
That are in form.
Yes.
All right. Here's one of them, and 3 of them, not 2.
By the way, they're making a blinker change, so it's kind of like a desperate move.
Blinkers on
at East Avenue. All of a sudden, he needs blinkers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's got to be. It's the blinkers. That's what it is.
Blinkers. That's what it was.
Chancer McPatrick, 7-2. Pratt and Chad Brown, and this is I like this horse too. You've got a horse that is coming off a 10. He really hasn't done much wrong. I mean, the 15, that's okay. But
How many points does he have? How many points?
It's just 35.
Okay.
So he also has to do well here. Now, if you look at the Derby race, the one that we won with Owen Almighty, this is like the exact opposite situation that worked against them, because this is a stalker closer type, and you don't want the pace to be as slow.
Yeah, they were walking. He had no pace to close into, so you could give him, a do-over for that. Pace. And he does have 9s as a 2-year-old.
Yep.
And
he's got Pratt and Brown.
Yeah, I just really think he's better at one turn. I think he's going to be a terrific horse around one turn. That 9 that he ran at Aqueduct 3 races back was at Aqueduct. It's 1 mile. The 13 was 2 turns at Del Mar. The 10 last time out was 2 turns at Tampa. But you made a good point. The pace was just too slow. So for that reason, it's Chad Brown. And I don't like a lot of horses in this race. I would end up using this horse underneath.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the 3 and the 6.
Yeah.
And then the 7 is Admiral Dennis. Now, Admiral Dennis, so you did this horse before?
Admiral Dennis, I think we did somewhere. He didn't run well the day I liked him.
Maybe that was the Rebel then.
Yeah, must have been.
Anyway, he's 20-1. You got Cox again with Saez. You got the Cox 20-1 factor. You got to keep an eye on that. Anyway, he ran an 11 in his second race, which was awesome. But then he bounced to a 17, which was predictable. The next race was a 13, so he went back the way he wanted. But it was the Rebel, which is probably why we did take him, because we were expecting him to keep getting better, and he had a bad race.
Yeah, and he was also off of Lasix that day, which was fine. But I don't like this horse in this spot. Either one of his last 2 races should have been somewhere near that 11 that he ran as a 2-year-old, and they weren't. So for that, and it's Brad Cox. His horses get better. They don't get worse. This one got worse.
All right, John. So you are going to do Burnham Square.
The 3 Burnham Square over the 1 River Thames and over the 6 Chancer McPatrick. 3 over 1 and 6.
Okay. And I am going to do the 3 over the 6 and the 7.
There is no. You're using Admiral Dennis. All right.
Yeah, it's Cox at 20-1, baby.
Yeah, that's your rule. Lucas at 20-1, Cox at 20-1, Baffert at
Put him in the exactas.
Baffert at 200-1.